Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yokiman here and welcome back to the final episode, technically, of Season 2 here with Braga on my Football Manager 2019 save. And hopefully we're going to get a victory against Benfica, and there is the slight possibility, if Porto lose, that we may finish second. I mean, considering where we were at a couple of months ago on the save, second was way out of the way. Third looked very, very unlikely. But now we look like a team that is actually performing well. We've gelled together. We are in the cup final. Now, this is 100% my fault. I should have live-commed the second leg, but I have to be 100% honest. I had zero faith. I didn't think we was going to go through whatsoever, being down in the first leg. I genuinely had no mindset that we was going to go into that and that we would beat Sporting and we would be in the final. Now we're in another cup final this season. We was in this cup final last season as well, in the Taco de Portugal, and we're going to play against Portimonense, and we may finally win our first trophy of the series. So I'm massively excited, so instantly smash that like button. But anyway, guys, let's get into this episode. We've signed a new goalkeeper. I'm pretty excited. Andreas Lindner. We looked at a couple of different players. I was looking at a left winger, but I roughly roundabout was happy to spend 10k on wages. Whether that meant I could get two players or one player, we can only get one. But he goes in as our best goalkeeper. We'll keep Mafias. He's still a very good goalkeeper, and we'll get rid of Sarr. But he looks decent, and he's on roughly about 9k, I think we signed him for. So I'm happy about that. So we've got our midfielder. We've got our keeper. We look stronger for next season, potentially already. We need another striker. Let's be 100% honest. We need another striker. What we've got to remember, though, is when we're looking at another striker, because I instantly look at the squad and I go, oh, we need another striker. We've got Paulinho, who I hope stays. He's had a pretty good season. Okazaki signed a contract extension for another season. I mean, people may have been like, why did you sign Okazaki? He's been great for us. He's had a really good season for us, so I'm more than happy with that. And Sosa's wanted, and I may let him go. I can get 3 or 4 million for him. I may let him go. He's 30 now. He's not had the season this season that he had last year. He's not been as prolific. He's still been good, but he's not been as prolific. And Hadzik, I want Hadzik to play a very big and main role for the team next season. Our young striker. I want him to be, focal and important. So obviously, how today's episode is going to work is we'll play against Benfica, which means we have one more episode yet as this season, technically, but it will just be a cup special. We'll do the season roundup and everything in this episode. It will literally, the next episode will just be a cup final special. I mean, if we had Cam, I could wear a suit, but that's definitely not happening. But yeah, we will play in the cup final and maybe celebrate again. For the first time, us winning. So the last game that we played were Nacional. Now, I know I came to you guys and I said, oh, we lost 3-1, so I'm probably not going to do the second leg. We lost 3-1. They were very dominant. We struggled. We beat Nacional. Then we drew against Setúbal and Chavez, which led me to tweak the tactic a little bit. I haven't tweaked it much. I've tweaked it a little bit. I just felt like these were games we were supposed to be dominant. And at this point, I was thinking to myself, right, we're probably realistically now going to finish 4th, but it's on the line. We didn't know we was going to finish 4th. Coming into the Belenense game, we needed to change. And boy, did we change. We changed. Paulinho got 2. Sorry, I'll tell you the goal scorers. Kukuri as well against Chavez. And against Setúbal was Ricardo and Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson, great season. Superb player. If I could pick him up, I would. It doesn't let me offer him a contract, even though he's out of contract. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because he has to go back first. But of course, they're going to offer him a new contract. He's worth 18.5 million. If I had the money, would I break the bank for him? Yes, I probably would do. He's definitely a superstar on this game. If you are a bigger team and you can afford him, sign him, guys. He has been superb. As you can see there, 24 appearances, 11 goals and all, 6 assists. We've got Ricardo Horta and Fabio Martins, 2 superb players, very, very good players. And he's kept them out at times this season, so that means a lot. Very, very good player. As you can tell in this episode, we're going to take stock a little bit of the season. Instead of just doing it in one big chunk at the end of the episode, we will kind of try and do it a little bit here throughout the episode, blend it in a little bit more. Yeah, the Belenense game happened. We really needed to win. They were right on our tail. They were right after us. And then came the Sporting game. And I literally went into it with no expectation. We got to half-time. It's 0-0. I'm like, okay, fair enough. That's good. If we finish 0-0. And I was kind of hoping for a draw. We were at home. We finished 0-0. It's good. And then Fabio Martin scored. And I thought, okay. I'm not 100% sure away goals in Portugal. But I think that could be a thing. And then Francisco scored. And I instantly was like, oh wow, okay, this is going to be a situation. And we ended up going for an away goals goal. I mean, I should have live commented. My reaction was insane. I was sat here just playing, eating along, eating food. And I was like, oh, wow. I mean, I nearly swore then, but I did very well. Reserved. Fantastic. But yeah, great win. Great victory. Fabio Martins again, stonewall of the team, and he's still 26. He's still 26. I don't get why he's only valued 3.9, but as long as he's playing the way he is, he's staying in my team. 36 appearances, 15 goals this season, 8 assists. The man is a beautiful player. An absolute beautiful player. So yeah, we beat them 2-0. Again, can't believe it, but we're through to the final. We're playing Portimonense, so not Porto again. But if you didn't see on my Twitter, I did actually post us beating them. Obviously, it was the happiest moment of my life. I told you guys, but it was not of my life. Probably shouldn't say that, of the series. Then we played Rio Ave. We beat them 1-0. I mean, we've always been down coming off of a midweek game or a cup game. We've always had that issue, but as long as we can still pick up the wins, it's fine. But it is 100% this end of season form that has put us in this position now, where if we actually beat Benfica, which I don't think will happen, let's just put that on the record, we can finish well. Now, Porto did strengthen heavily. I mean, they're 2 strikers on loan though, which makes me think Porto will be weaker next season, but their 2 strikers on loan, superb. Solanke and Goebbels have been on fire this season. So Febes, again, another player we brought in. He's now worth 11.75 million. We signed him on a free. I don't want to get rid of him by any stretch of the imagination, but we're not going to lose out on him, and he's had a great season as well. Very good season. Very impressed. Then we played Porto, and this is the one I put on Twitter. This is the Real revenge. We beat them 2-0. We had a man sent off as well. It was a very crazy 10 minutes. Well, less than that. Harry Wilson on the 64th minute. Then Okazaki straight after. And I was like, what is going on? And then Bruno Viana got himself sent off. But we won. We beat them 2-0. We actually beat Porto. And that's put us in this position 3 points away from them. But what we've got to remember is they probably will win their last game. And then we've recently just battered Tondela 4-0. The defenders really get in. This guy, Fernandez, I really want him. But he's expensive. Now, for me, it's going to be really key if the board back me coming into this 3rd season. Now, I don't think they will do because we're not financially great off. The finances don't look superb, but he'd be a very good signing for us coming in, and he's played very well on loan so far. But if we look at the finances, it's not great. It's still not great. We've had a great season. We've done well in Europe, but it's like we've sustained what we've spent, which we haven't really spent much. It's like we sustained it. So unless there's a new sponsorship deal comes in or something like that, or the board all of a sudden say, here you go, here's some money, we're not going to have any money again. It's going to be the same. We're going to keep building the way we are. As you know, we've got pretty decent youth players, if I remember correctly. I do. And we've got pretty decent youth players here. Some players will be promoted, like Celino Giuliano. He'll probably be promoted now. He's getting to that point where we can give him a few first team starts. And I think that's probably going to be the route of this save. I thought that it could go that way. We do have this guy though. I like Malik and I like Issa as well. Both of them very good players. I mean, Issa is someone who I would really start to, blend into the squad next season, potentially in the 2-striker role. Again, he looks good, but at the minute we're pretty stacked. Pretty stacked at centre mid, and that's the only issue with him is how strong we are at centre mid. But he looks very good for the future. These are 2 players in the under 23s that I've contemplated bringing up a couple of times this season, but I think next season makes sense. We want players off the books, but what you got to remember is we've got so many different sets here. We've got another player here, another youth candidate here, João Guedes. He looks good as well. We have got players all over, youngsters. Gustavo Guedes as well. I'm just going to say it's his brother. Ribeiro, we do have players. And then in Braga B, it won't show me them, but we do have some good players in here as well. So we definitely have potential for moving players up next season. Whether we do it or not, I have no idea. I haven't decided yet. But this was the squad for this season. And this squad was good. You know, Mafia's had another good season. Very impressed with him. We did need a new goalkeeper, but very impressed. The defenders have done okay. It's been a topsy-turvy season defensively. Performance-wise, Ignacio came in and did really well. If I could get him, I would do. He's a great backup player. Forget his star rating. Sometimes you have to ignore the star rating. He does the things I like, and he does them well, especially when it means going forward, and that's what I want from my wing-back. Midfielders played very well. Again, another player we signed, Christie. He's had a pretty decent season. Now we're playing an attacking midfielder. He's seen a lot more football, to be 100% honest. But again, he's someone who, if we had to sell, we would sell. And I think we could get an okay price for him. But he's still tied down. So overall, this has just been a superb follow-up season to Season 1. It really has been. It's been a superb follow-up season. But I have rambled on enough. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I mean, you guys should have known it. When we get to end of season situations and stuff like that, I ramble. So we pretty much have to change the back line that played so well in the last game due to injuries and suspensions. So Vienna in there. Savtek, and we're going to move them around. The issue is this is a very strong back line for us, so it's going to weaken us. Martins can't play because of the red card, so Horta's going to come in and play inside forward there. I really do prefer Wilson on the left. He does play far superiorly on the left. We also have to look at how far off is the cup final. Okay, so there's a good enough gap for players to be fit again, and I'm hoping players are back from injury. I really don't want to lose another cup final. I feel like we can do it this time round. I really do. I've got faith. We're not going to start Okazaki. We're going to start Paulinho. Let's play him as deep lying. Or do we start Souza? Because he could be his last game for the club. Let's start Souza. Let's start Souza, because it could potentially be his last game for the club. This is going to be a tough match, you know. It's Benfica. If you made it this far in the episode and you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that now. Thank you. That was an impromptu announcement. So they've still got João Felix, who apparently Liverpool are looking at in real life. Let's hand over to the assistant. Let's kick off the game. I always do my team talks. I like to hand over to the assistant. I like to see what he's going to say. I like to see what my options are. But I find like the options at the start of the game are very drab. So I tend to just hand it over to my assistant. I also need to switch this to key highlights, which I tend to forget all the time. If you do enjoy this Braga series, you have enjoyed it. Going forward, is there anything you would prefer to see in the series in terms of the way we edit it, the way we play it, the frequency in which we update the series? Any of those things, I'm always open to people's opinions, as long as it's constructive. People's opinions on what we should do moving forward. Also, do you like the route we're going to start going down with the just the whole youth situation? Because 100% we can keep plugging these good players and these veterans and stuff, but eventually we're not going to have them. I don't think I'll be able to re-sign Harry Wilson on loan, and the situation with that is he's been pivotal to us this season in terms of fighting on all fronts in all competitions. That is not good news. Not when you're playing not when you're playing against Benfica. Bye Ryan Christie, I'm sorry my friend. We will go cautious. Well, that's great news. 8 minutes in, players sent off, and they have a penalty from it, and João Felix will probably score. I mean, Mafias has saved a few penalties, but he doesn't even move for that one. Okay, so maybe, I think third's good. Yeah. But yeah, in terms of the way we do it and stuff, but we're definitely going to be going youth now. Quite heavily because of the situations that have evolved, and the fact that really finance-wise there is no way to up your finance. Now, getting in the Champions League would have been huge, because I think just to get into the group stage you get something like 14, 15, maybe 16 million. I'm not 100% sure, but you get that just for getting into the group stage. Whereas the Europa League hasn't hugely benefited us. It has benefited us to a degree, but not massively. It's not really changed things that much. In terms of the finances, obviously last season we were in dire straits financially and we had nothing. Oh wow, 2-0. I'm glad I'm talking about nothing nothing to do with the game, because this is not a great game. I knew this was going to be a tough live com, but having a player sent off just makes it 1,000,000 times tougher, and now I'm expecting absolutely zero out of the game, and we're going to get a little bit of a pasting, morale-wise, before we even play our cup game, which is absolutely great. But yeah, I'm toying with the idea of bringing Facecam in, because obviously we use the Facecam over on Twitch. So, I mean, if you guys think that'd be a good idea, then maybe we'll bring that in. I'm not 100% sure. How have they just scored that absolute mess? I mean, I know Benfica have a far superior team to us, but I at least expected us to show a little bit of fight. But, right, there's not much we can change, to be honest with you, apart from just, try concede less, guys, please. Thank you. Ignacio on a 6.1. Cheers, mate. Oh, 6 now. I'm glad I picked him up. I mean, we have got a player sent off, and their team is ridiculous. They've still not lost a lot of the big players, like João Felix is one, for example. I think Benfica will be our hardest rivals throughout this entire save. They're, to me, the team that we need to topple. Are they going to get another penalty here? Because if they are, I'm going to cry. I have a feeling no. They are, aren't they? We're seconds. We're not even a minute. And it wasn't a foul, thank you. God. Yeah, we're not even a minute into the next half, and they're already gonna get a penalty. No. But yeah, like I said, any of those changes, just feel free to comment and see. I like to see what people think when it comes to the videos and changes. If you haven't checked out CSKA Moscow, go check it out. It's pretty interesting. There's some pretty interesting rules and stuff. I can't change him. Some pretty interesting rules and stuff that we have to follow, and some guidelines in terms of Russian players and developing youth over there. So it's a pretty interesting save. Coming in probably February. I haven't decided yet. I'm not fully set, because with Twitch and everything else, it's difficult to decide when you're going to launch new series. I imagine that this save will be coming towards its end by the end of February. We've managed to get 2 seasons done at an okay speed. Paco Alcacer there scoring. I mean, they really are superior to us. We're like Brighton, they're like Man City in this league. And when you've had a man sent off, how are you supposed to compete? But this is not the kind of battering on Livecom I wanted leading in to the game. I think we stood a good chance with 11 men on the pitch, but having a man sent off against a team like Benfica, who just really outplay you, yeah, not good. Sousa, never mind. Great Livecom. Well done, Yorkie. Cheers. But yeah, Charlton is the designated, let's say, next series. Now, if people have an opinion of a different team, or they'd like to see something different, they don't fancy England, they don't fancy Charlton, they don't fancy League One, then feel free to offer your suggestions. It's not started yet. This is an absolute shambles of a life. Come on, oh my God. Yeah, this is great. I'm glad you came to watch me get destroyed. The only thing that's stopping me from being triggered is the fact that we didn't really need to win this game. I hope that the cup final goes differently. I really do. Wow, that was awful. I mean, it's a good job that I just tailed off and talked about other stuff I felt like I wanted to talk about. Because that was an awful performance, and Ignacio's final performance is a 5.5. I still think he's a very good player, but he's just had a really awful day. How have they looked? What did I tell him? Right. So here, boys, is an experience of why you don't hand it over to the assistant. Now, I think I just did that out of natural reaction. We've really not put ourselves in a good position going into the cup final, but I promise you, we'll be better. We'll be better in the cup final. God, that was awful. That was a really bad result. And the world's worst team talk. It really was the world's worst team talk. But at least at the end of it all, we're what? We finished third. So we get Europa League football. By finishing third, I mean, it's a very bad result. But I will tell you this. If Gumares and Belenenses keep strengthening, they're going to keep being an issue in the league. I mean, Gumares are only a point aside from Sporting. If Sporting keep producing, there is a Sporting player I want. I don't know if he's in the first team. Here he is. Pedro Marquez, he's had a good season for them. If I can bring him in, he'd be a good Portuguese striker. I know that people have mentioned before to look at players in different teams and Portuguese talent. This is a guy I really like, and he definitely knows how to finish. 10 goals this season for Sporting, so I wouldn't mind picking him up. But anyway, guys, I think that is it. That is it for the end of the season. I mean, that's frustrating. Dismissed from persistent fouling. Referees. Okay. Issue a week's fine. He accepts his fine. That doesn't happen often. Goalless Diego Souza, where he's Braga. Well, he's not going to be playing the next game. So he doesn't worry me too much because I think we probably will move Souza on. I mean, feel free to put in the comments. I won't be playing pre-season until after this episode's uploaded, but I will be playing it in between the cup game, so you may be too late if it's by the time I've loaded the cup game. Bonamense did just lose to Pachas Ferreira, though, which kind of fills me with confidence. Now, we've been scouring the world for free transfers. Our issue is with the free transfer situation is we don't really have a lot of money. Now, we've got an okay wage budget, so that's not too bad, but let's be realistic. It's not enough for some of the free transfers that are available. So we have struggled on that front. We've struggled on a lot of fronts, I've got to be 100% honest. I mean, it's very rare that you spend a hell of a lot of your scouting budget. I have done. I have done this time around because I've really been searching every nook and cranny for the players that we need, but it's not been successful. But anyway, guys, thumbs up again. Again, thumbs up for this extra long episode and this end of season roundup to a degree where we've taken stock of maybe some of the changes we need to make and some of the decisions we need to make. Now, I'd also like the input on how detailed you want to know about the series. If you would like more detail and me to go more in depth about the tactics, about the players, about situations, then I'm more than willing to do that because I quite like that side of it. But I need the feedback. I don't know how interesting that is to people who just want to chuck on a video and watch it in the background as they're playing FM. I hope your saves are all going well, guys. Make sure to check me out on Twitch and Twitter, which will be down below, and the group Discord for Liquid Gaming between me and Drew. Drew will be appearing on the channel very, very soon, as far as I'm aware. And I will catch you all very, very soon.